Hello, and welcome to the Anti-Social Handbook for the Social Sciences. Today we're going to discuss the political term coup, spelled C-O-U-P. It's from coup d'etat, which is a French term from the late 1700s, made its way into English about 100 years later or less. It basically means an illegal seizure of the levers of power in a government. There's a lot of different kinds. There's like a soft coup or a bloodless coup, where it's sort of done without any violence, and it's just someone takes power and through pressure, and they're there. There's a palace coup, which is different royal factions, different factions in the government fighting within each other, and one of them takes power from the other. Not really a factor here. What is a factor is there's one called a self coup. And now self coup is a coup from the top. Self coup is a coup from the people, a person in power, whether they were there elected legally, whether they're legitimately or illegitimately, doesn't matter. But they end up seizing the wheels of power to sort of take control of the government and stay in power after they're already there. It's not that uncommon. Between 1946 and 2021, there's been roughly 150 self-coups. About 38 of those were democratic governments that happened to, and more than 100 of them, of course, were autocracies. That happens. Now, you might think that's very difficult to do in a place like the United States. We've got three co-equal branches of government. We've got the executive, we've got the legislative, and we've got the judicial. Well, the problem is, if the executive office sort of takes control of the judicial branch and installs loyalists who will always side with him on all the big decisions and allow him to do whatever he wants and not rule against him in any legal cases from a high power, that check and balance is compromised. And if the legislative branch, whose job is to make laws and pass budgets and all that stuff, if they're thoroughly compromised and cowed and intimidated and basically doing his bidding, then they're no longer an effective checks or balance anymore, which means the executive branch has then taken control of all the others, which is very much what a self-coup is. It would include autocracies doing things like suspending elections, suspending judges, basically just ignoring the laws, knowing that they can. Don't take my word for it. I mean, there's a scholar in fascist studies by the name of political science by the name of Joseph Stanley. He was from Yale, taught at Yale for a long time. In November of 2025, after he'd fled the country to Canada, he was very clear that what we're seeing even then in November, was a coup here in the United States. And it's getting worse, it's getting more extreme. Now the question is, where do we go from here? What do we do? And how do we rein that in? I don't have the answers, but it's important to know where we are and call what it is what it is.